Here's one fact about Japan and its neighbors that I guarantee you don't know. There are two countries in the world that are closer to Japan than any other country. And geographically speaking, it makes sense. Japan is an archipelago of islands, so obviously its neighbors are going to be other island nations. Well, which countries are these? Well, the first is Russia. That's right. Despite what your common sense may tell you, Russia is closer to Japan than any other country. Geographically speaking, of course, there are two ways to measure distance between countries. There's the shortest distance across the sea between the two, which doesn't really take into account land masses and the distance between their respective capitals. By the former measurement, Russia is closer to Japan than even China, North Korea, or South Korea. The shortest distance between Russia and Japan is just 55 miles, or 90 kilometers across the sea. To put that in perspective, the shortest distance between the US and Canada is nearly 900 miles, or 1,500 kilometers. The distance between the UK and Ireland is around 200 miles, or 320 kilometers. And the distance between Japan and its third closest neighbor, China, is nearly 900 miles, or 1,500 kilometers. So yeah, Russia and Japan are basically next-door neighbors. But why aren't they closer? Well, in addition to the sea between them, there's also this. The second country that's closer to Japan than any other is actually right here, this tiny island nation of less than 10,000 people. It's called Okinawa, and it's closer to Japan than even North Korea. In fact, the entire country is closer to Japan than any other country. What's the distance between Japan and North Korea? Nearly 1,700 miles, or 2,700 kilometers? And what's the distance between Japan and Okinawa? Just 340 miles, or 550 kilometers? Now, if we're talking about distance between capitals, then yes, obviously China takes the cake. But this goes to show that Japan isn't quite as isolated as you might think. Of course, it helps that it has one of the most powerful navies in the world to protect it from potential threats. Speaking of which, do you know which country has the largest navy in the world? If you want to find out, stay tuned.